This is a video of a 55-year-old patient who had grade 1 nuclear and posterior subcapsular cataract. After making a side port and a biplanar clear corneal incision temporally, viscoelastics were injected. A 5 mm capsulorhexis was performed using a cystitome, and another instrument was used through the side port to stabilize the eye. A gentle multi-quadrant hydrodissection was performed. Following this, the nucleus was rotated. A central trench of adequate depth was created. However, the nucleus could not be divided into two equal halves. It became tough to bury the phacoprobe into the nucleus, so the nuclear fragments were emulsified and aspirated with minimum amount of power. This was followed by the removal of the epinucleus. At this point, a bright central glow became visible. But once the viscoelastic was injected, a large posterior capsular rupture became evident. At this stage, it would have been better to do a dry aspiration of the cortical matter. However, infusion was kept on as no vitreous was noted in the anterior chamber. After clearing the cortical matter, the tear was clearly noted. A dispersive viscoelastic was injected through the side port before removing the phacoprobe to avoid vitreous prolapse. Since the PCR did not look too big, the intraocular lens was inserted into the bag. However, it looked unstable in the bag and was thus rotated out over the iris plane. Since the surgery was being performed under topical anesthesia, the intraocular lens was not explanted, and the same single-piece lens was secured in the sulcus, although it would have been an ideal thing to implant a 3-piece intraocular lens. Pilocarpine was then injected intracamerally to pick any distortions in the pupil due to vitreous strands. Triamcinolone acetonide was then used to stain the vitreous. This is also an anti-inflammatory. Vitrectomy was performed using the cut IA mode at a high cut rate of about 2000 cuts per second and a low vacuum and flow rate till all the vitreous strands were removed and the pupil became round. The anterior chamber was then formed and the patient did well post-operatively. The incidence of PCR in phacoemulsification, even in the most experienced hands, is between 0.5 to 3.5%. Early recognition of PCR with prompt management of the tear and vitreous prolapse is the mainstay to a good post-operative outcome. The key is to not panic and prevent the PCR from enlarging.